Hello and welcome to Ripple Ashtanga Yoga. I just wanted to make a quick intro video about who I am and just what Ripple Ashtanga is all about, what this channel is about. So my name is Amanda, and I've been practicing Ashtanga Yoga for about 12 years. And really, I just had this vision of wanting to create a space that just makes Ashtanga Yoga more accessible to everyone. Um, Again, I've been practicing for almost 12 years. I did a bunch of different kinds of yoga before that, but once I found Ashtanga, it really hit home for me. And so it just really honestly changed my life for the better in countless ways. And I'm sure those of you who do Ashtanga can really understand that. And I just don't think that Ashtanga yoga should be so gate kept. And so I wanted to just create a space where again, it just becomes accessible to everyone. And with that being said, I will say though, if you are fortunate enough to one, live in a city or an area where there is an actual Ashtanga yoga shala, and you have the means to afford to go there, I recommend that over everything. Um, there's nothing like having a physical space with an authorized teacher and a whole community. There's nothing better than that. So if you are lucky enough to have that near you, please go support them. That is like the ultimate. Um, but for those of you who either live somewhere where there is no Ashtanga yoga, or you don't have, the means to afford to go there, this is for you. Also, really anyone's welcome here though. But my initial intention was to have a physical location here in my home city of Milwaukee. Um, where I could just like rent it and like offer again um, this practice to people without the expectation of getting compensated. The rising cost of rent, though, really made that kind of vision not work out. I think it kind of changes the energy when I'm also paying out of pocket for a space. So I kind of started being like, all right, this might have to be like an online virtual thing. Around that same time, I was going to a bunch of Dead and Company concerts, and um, I'm also like a big Grateful Dead fan. So I'm at these concerts, people are dancing, having like the best time, right? The energy's really high, the band's like really getting it, and you just slowly see people kind of start moving a little slower. Maybe they have to stop dancing, and I was like, dang, like if all of these people did Ashtanga yoga, like they could just dance hard for the whole show. And so like it was like, oh, maybe the deadhead community is where I should like kind of focus this. I also think there's such an overlap, um, so many shared values between Ashtanga yoga and the Grateful Dead. And I think we'll kind of get into those as the videos go on. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of where like the ripple came from, and so it just makes me think of like the lyric, like reach out your hand if your cup be empty, if your cup be full, may it be again. So if you don't have anything to give, right, you shouldn't be kept from this. Like, and I hope that if that is your situation, I hope that this yoga helps you get to a place where your cup is full. But then I think there's another meaning to it too, right? So um, just that ripple effect. I think Ashtanga yoga is the ultimate at like regulating your nervous system. And if you can regulate your own nervous system, you go out into the world, even if you don't share Ashtanga yoga with others, your regulated nervous system is going to have like a beautiful rippling effect of like calm. And so that's kind of the other meaning of that. So basically, a small group has started. We meet once a week and we just really slowly go over some really foundational pieces of Ashtanga yoga. And then we just work on like a couple poses at a time. And so that is kind of how it's done here. Because again, the point of this, I think, is just to give people the confidence and the knowledge of all these little like nuances and parts of the practice. And my hope is that people will feel confident, feel good, know what they're doing, um, that they can start to create and have a practice of their own. So again, right now we have a group that meets on Zoom once a week. I'm sure we'll be adding like more days and times, but we meet weekly. And so my hope is that again we break it down so well that that the 6 days in between that people can feel confident and practice on their own. Um, and then I'm starting this YouTube channel just for um, those times where you can't meet that week, but I don't want you to miss out on what we covered, because again, each class kind of adds on to the next. And so what we learned in the first one, like the second class, we're going to add on you, and we're learning different parts of the series. So if you miss a class, you can always come back and rewatch that week. So I'm going to have like full recordings of the hour-long class that we do, um, so that you're not missing any of that. And then I think we'll also have some other short videos on the channel, just kind of like breaking other things down. Um, yeah, I think that's it. And if you do have an interest in joining like the Zoom class, or you want more information on that, please just go ahead and email me. It's just Ripple Ashtanga Yoga at gmail.com. So RIPPLEASHTANGA yoga at gmail.com. And I can give you all the information for that. Otherwise, if you aren't comfortable hopping on a class yet and you just want to practice with these videos, like feel free to do that as well. But yeah, really good to have you here, and I look forward to connecting with all of you. Bye.